Yeah, I thought I'd make a video about a movie without even stopping to wash my face. I mean, I can't really stand up and walk around. I'm completely out of breath. Also, I have Cricket, the cat, still in my lap, and this is such rare behavior for her that I didn't want to dislodge her unnecessarily. So, however long it's been, about 10 minutes since I made that, it's uploading at a different pace than me recording it. Well, it's been 10 minutes since the 15-minute long video I made whining about my life and circumstances and worrying about my cat. That's uploading right now. But then, being pinned down by the cat and my own constitutional failings, I thought I'd fuck around with the Facebook feed, scrolling it past, seeking truth and enlightenment in watching as it does. Silly me. What I instead got was a bunch of references to Star Wars. It's, yeah, I mean, a post from a female friend pointing out that the anti-trans and anti-drag laws Republican lawmakers in the states are passing everywhere are just the beginning, and that soon cis people will be profoundly affected. And I wanted to say, like, well, if that's the case, use language to describe them that allows them to understand that you're talking about them rather than notifying them that they're excluded from the special language used by a special subculture they're excluded from. Otherwise, you know the old saw about first they came for the whoever it is that they came for first. Well, they're not even going to know who came for first. They're not going to know who's coming, and they're not going to know who's gone if people don't tell them clearly. I mean, yeah. I mean, so I saw that. It was basically a political post, but it shouldn't be. I mean, she is correct. The cis people are also in trouble. The problem is she nor anyone else who considers themselves one of the good guys in the larger political battle wants to concede that using language that doesn't virtue signal to the subculture you want to declare yourself allied with is the best way to communicate with people outside it. And so all these other posts I'm seeing on Facebook talking about May the 4th, as in the 4th of May, the date on the calendar in connection with Star Wars. Like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I was born in 1971. The original Star Wars came out, played theaters the summer before I went into first grade. I, to this day, can engage in an animated, thoughtful, and genuinely interested way on the debate we all had in grade school between the first couple of pictures. A debate predicated on an understanding of the Jungian infrastructure in play, the archetypes at work in these stories that, of course, as grade school children, we were not positioned or educated up to articulating in the way I am right now. But I could tell you whether or not I would rather be Han Solo or Luke Skywalker and why. This was not a simple question. During the era of those first two Star Wars movies, before it became clear the girl was the sister of one of those two guys. In fact, it's hard to remember clearly how that worked. So I was there for Star Wars. I was there for Empire Strikes Back. I was even there for Return of the Jedi. I don't know what May the 4th means, but I just saw 10 posts talking about it. And so I understand that I'm being told clearly that because I'm not enough of a dipshit to be an adult watching children's movies over and over like they're still good after the first 3 or 4 watches. Like, I shouldn't have a million better things to do than reminisce about the days when my biggest problem was the battery in my plastic lightsaber going out. I'm being told I'm just not a part of that subculture. The one that pretends Star Wars movies are good. Because I don't know about May the 4th. Well, thank God for small favors. You know what? Because I've been talking about movies made in 1980 a lot. And I'll tell you this, I did recently try to watch The Empire Strikes Back. And if you want to be a grown man, and it's usually men, let's be clear and real on that point. If you want to be a grown man and pretend you can buy that random Moog noises coming out the front of a trash can painted funny colors is a robot speaking a language, and a guy in frankly a really mediocre Bigfoot costume with a like Mexican bandito bandolier to hold it on is what it looks like really across the front, that when he goes that's a language also. If you want to pretend you're that stupid but tell each other with your little May 4th jokes that me and my kind, my circle, my set, we all agree that we're that stupid. And in fact, we're going to agree that it's not stupid. Well, somewhere in there's a joke about equating Star Wars fans with cis people. And I just, I didn't actually think through what I was going to say before I turned the camera on enough to realize that I have a punchline here that required a little bit of advanced thought. In any case, I don't care about the language of subcultures that are determined to make sure that when they get rounded up and taken away to the camps, nobody even knows what they're calling themselves as they scream into the darkness that will consume them first, but not last. It's true. And adults, dozens and dozens and dozens of adults, talking about Star Wars movies. They're not even good Star Wars movies, the Star Wars movies, you guys. Seriously. I'm not sure there's ever been a good Star Wars movie. There was one, maybe. No. Yeah, and I don't know what's wrong with you, that you don't demand that the storytelling art you consume speak to you about the world you live in and your life. But maybe I don't know, should spend more time jerking off on old action figure toys and playing video games, and maybe then I'd understand a little better how to relate to you assholes.